Thank you, Mayor. The Fresno District Office pioneered the concept of the service center about 25 years ago, and the concept just took off. I mean, so successful that now the service center is a lot larger than the district office. I'm sure that Joe will cover this thing, but the Fresno Service Center is the largest backroom operation for SBA in the whole United States. Let me introduce to you Joe Stiner, its director. Joe?
Thank you, Carlos. One only has to look at today's newspaper's headlines to have an appreciation for the significance of today's events. Here's the front page of the Wall Street Journal. SBA relocates to downtown Fresno. Oh yeah, Fed Reserve Chair holds first news conference. We don't want to forget that. Here's the front headline of the Fresno Bee. SBA relocates to downtown Fresno. Oh yeah, Prince William and Kate get married today. Just think about it. For the rest of William's and Kate's lives, they will always remember that they got married on the day that we had our ribbon cutting. You know, I have an old contracts law book written by Professor Alan Farnsworth in my office, and in its preface, after he thanks so many people who assisted him in his endeavor, he finally thanks his publisher for its efforts to show that a law book can be handsome as well as useful. Today at our ribbon cutting, we get to celebrate the idea that an old warehouse with a proud history can be transformed into a facility that is both handsome as well as useful, just like that law book. This transformation did not just happen. It was the result of people and leaders who have a vision for a better future. I'm so grateful for both the previous administration of President Bush and the present administration of President Obama. Why? Because the decision to relocate to downtown Fresno was made in 2007, and it was reaffirmed in 2009, and as Carlos shared, with a lot of backroom support from Mayor Swearingen. This is truly a bipartisan relocation, and that is a fact that helps make this building handsome. I'm grateful to the United States General Services Administration. Their care and attention to detail resulted in so many smart and clever enhancements that I cannot name them all. Robert Nemo and Ron Holmes are wonderful assets to GSA, but everyone in this room also benefited from these two gentlemen because they helped bring this building in under budget, way under budget. And they did not achieve that feat by being penny wise and pound foolish. I think the reference to pound is appropriate today, given what's going on over in England. They did it by crafting smart solutions to real problems. And when we were faced with relocating 230,000 loan files, SBA's largest single portfolio of guaranteed loans to small businesses, 230,000 loan files valued at over $42 billion. Before the economic stimulus, those numbers actually sounded pretty big, but they are big. With Washington, D.C. at the same time saying, Joel, we're not going to let you shut down for one day. Relocate the files and work through the move. It was Rita Quintero with GSA who said, I can do that. And after getting Ron West involved to help get the job done, she made it look so easy that her boss was overheard saying, well, I have a recording of what her boss was overheard saying.
That was easy.
But so many bosses are guilty of seeing what their staff does, their staff who makes it look easy. It's not. And so our thanks to Rita Quintero. I'm grateful for Will Dyke and his Summa Development Corporation. Now, there is an asset that Fresno can be proud of. He has a vision for Fresno, and he has a fire in his belly to help achieve that vision. From the very first day I met Will, I knew that he was the right man to help us achieve this new vision for SBA at our new location. And the Henderson Architecture Group, so skilled at taking the ideas and vision of the tenant and translating that vision into something that is practical and relevant and cost-effective. Their beautiful work is seen throughout this building. And I'm grateful that Dave Henderson and Jan Robertson and Todd Clark are as good as listeners as they are as architects. I suppose that listening is what helps them be so good at their job. And Dave Friesen and Target Contractors were masters of their craft. Just think about it. This building was originally constructed in 1931, and by the time it became part of the SBA project, it could fairly be described as dilapidated and blighted. It was Dave and Target and the many craftsmen that they brought into the project that made this building so handsome. And Brian Aubrey and his group at Signal Communications and Dynamic Electric and Mitchell Air and my friend Warren Bird with Interspace, who moved our file cabinetry from the old location to the new location. And then I want to thank Mayor Swearingen. Thank you for taking time out of your incredibly busy day to join us today. Thank you for your leadership and your support of economic development. Perhaps you saw the article in the Fresno Bee a few days ago. Now, this is a real storyline. I'm not making this one up. Experts say that dynamic cities are key to our nation's future. Vibrant, dynamic cities hold mankind's best hope for the future. And this article was based on the work of Harvard's Graduate School of Design, the Lincoln Institute of Land Policy, and the Neiman Foundation for Journalism, as well as IBM's Director of Corporate Citizenship. They had some big names behind this, and they concluded that cities offer enormous amounts of hope. Thank you, Mayor Swearingen, for your vision of hope for our city. And now that I know, Representative Costa, that you lit the fire, thank you very much as well. My wife Shannon and I have resided in Dallas, Texas, and Phoenix, Arizona, and both of those cities had areas of blight in their downtown at one time that they were able to address in a way that revitalized the downtown. It can be done, and I'm proud that our relocation to downtown Fresno is playing just a small part in that very worthy cause. And finally, I know that's the favorite part for you. And finally, I want to thank our outstanding finance, legal, and support professionals that serve at the center. Every day, whether they are employed by the federal government or they're employed by our valued contractors, Washington Products and Services, or Apex contractors, they approve hundreds of actions that help small businesses across the entire western and midwestern United States. This is their new home. And while this home is, like that law book, handsome on the inside and out, it is these outstanding professionals that make this building useful. They are the substance, and they give this building life in service to our fellow Americans. And I'm so proud that I have the honor of serving shoulder to shoulder with them every day. And to all of you here, our valued lenders this morning, and members of the public, thank you for taking time out of your busy days to join us at our new home and sharing in our special day. Your presence here is truly an honor to us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Joe.